So when I was a young buck in school and just had my first real sales job, I was like everyone else that first starts a new business or a new career or a new job. I was nervous. And so when you start out in business, like everything else, there's all these different moving parts that makes it complicated, makes it sort of nerve-wracking to get started. The learning process is always very scary and nerve-wracking. But I was taught, like so many people in sales, how to present the product, know about the product, know how the product works, the problems it solves, why everyone should need it, and all of that. What they failed to tell me, like so many other people, is how do you get in front of people that need, want, desire, and can afford this thing? And so, just like all other businesses, when you're a sales professional, you're beholden to the company you work for or the lead generation company you buy leads from, but you are not picking who you're getting in front of. They're sort of picking it for you. And for a lot of salespeople, that's fine, but it's hard to scale a business. It's hard to expand beyond where you're currently at when you don't know how to have unlimited qualified leads to speak with. And that's where I was at. So I'm a 16-year-old boy in school and don't know any better. And I was getting leads from the company I was working for that was selling waterless stainless steel 7-ply cookware. And so I would buy leads from them for $25. I would then go buy the groceries to feed a family of, 4 families. So that would be 8 people because there's a husband and wife. It's what we would try to do to have a dinner party. And all I want is I'm going to cook you a meal. I'm going to entertain you. I'm going to tell you some jokes. You're going to walk away with a free food, a belly full of food. And all you have to do is let me present this cookware to you. So they knew I'm trying to sell cookware, but you get a free meal out of it. That was the whole shtick. And so it worked great through high school, gave me a lot of experiences. But there's this one particular night that I get this lead and I notice, man, this is out. I mean, this is almost in Tennessee. This is in the far west side of North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. And so I take it because it's a lead. And matter of fact, no one would take it. So they gave it to me and I needed an appointment that night. I didn't have anywhere. And so I said, yeah, I'll take it. So I drive an hour and 20 minutes to this location that is literally on the Tennessee North Carolina border up in the deep Blue Ridge Smoky Mountain areas of Appalachia. And I drive up to this cabin and boy, I tell you, I came that close to just turning around. I was like, what am I doing here? But nevertheless, the people came out on the front porch and they saw me and I was like, well, it's too late now. I've got to go in, you know. So I went in and I've got to be honest, I was not the maturest person. Now I was polite and I was kind, but internally I was like, what am I doing here? These people can't afford this. They don't even have running water on the inside. They barely have electricity. It looks like they just got electricity in this place. Why would anybody in this place and this family and their friends that I'm around, no one here is going to spend $2,500 in 1991 on cookware? So that was my attitude, and I was immature and I was not seasoned as a professional, and quite frankly, I wished if I could do it all over again, I would have done a better job presenting, because here's what I did. I rushed through the presentation. I simply just cooked the food. I didn't even do a lot of the talking. Even though they were asking me questions, I was politely answering it. But let me just say it this. If I was a paid musician, if I was a band up there, I was phoning it in. My heart wasn't in the song. I was just going through the motions. I was trying to meet my obligation, which is do what we said we'd do, which is feed you, and feed everyone that you brought to this dinner. And then I'm out of here because this is just a waste of time. I mean, I'm having to bring a garden hose through the window to use to wash off the vegetables and everything to demonstrate this. And they barely had a cooking surface. I mean, the other surface, I had a gas stove that had 2 eyes on it. I had to cook on a potbelly stove that was a wood front. Listen, this was very, very early American rudimentary tools I had to work with here, and I wasn't even trained on how to cook on some of this. And so anyway, I'm phoning it in. I'm just going through the motions. I present them the food I get, and normally while they're eating, this is where I go into the sales pitch and say, doesn't that food taste great? Isn't it amazing how all that meat that you're eating, none of it was cooked in fats and grease and oils and all of that, so it's going to be heart healthy. Notice the way those vegetables taste better than anything you've ever eaten before because they haven't been sodden in water. The water hasn't depleted all the nourishments and the food and the flavor out of the very thing that you're eating. So I mean, that's where you really just go in and say, and this is what you're tasting, and this is the reason why you could have this type of meal every night. Tastes good, fills you up, and it's good for you, and it's just a matter of investing in your health. And that's how the cookware was sold, right? Well, I'm not doing any of that. As a matter of fact, I'm back and I'm just cleaning up, and normally what you're doing that talking while you're cleaning, and then you put it out on display and you're presenting it to them, right? Not me. I've already got it packed up. And so I normally would ask the obligating question, how would you like to eat like this every night? You can do it for as little as $89 a month, and we got a program right here, and this is how it's going to save you money, and this is how you're going to cut grocery bill costs and all this, and it literally pays for itself. That $89 a month is going to save you so much, it pays for, that's the whole shtick, right? I didn't ask any of that. I just packed it up and I said, well guys, let me just tell you what you just ate tonight. The cookware I showed is $2,500. If anybody's interested, here's my card. Feel free to, I am like half-hearted trying to sell this thing. I'm just, expecting, I'm conveying to them, I don't expect anything. Don't worry about it. I'm out of here. That kind of just sloppy sales work. And a guy that I can only describe as looking like Uncle Jesse off of Dukes of Hazzard, he says, you said that was $2,500 for that cookware? I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, that set that you got there, is it for sale? And I said, yes, sir. That. And he goes, how many of those sets of cookware do you have? And I was like, well, I got this set and I got another set in the car. And then, of course, if we sell more than that, we can, of course, ship any more. But I always carry 2 sets. He goes, well, hold 1 second. And he walks back into the back room. And I'm thinking, what a strange, it's not registering that this guy's serious to me because I just can't imagine. I'm thinking if you got $2,500 laying around, you might want to get, indoor plumbing, I'm just immature. He comes out with a sock, pulls out a roll of $100 bills that's rolled up, and he says, can I pay you in cash? And I was like, oh, he's going to buy a set of cookware? And so I said, sure. So he says, hold out your hand, and he starts counting. And he gets up to $2,500, and I'm expecting okay. He goes, well, that's for the first set, and I'm going to go ahead and get that. And I said, sir, you want 2 sets? He goes, well, my wife has always wanted a good set of cookware she deserves, and my daughter here is getting married next month, and it's not right to buy mom a set of cookware and not get daughter a set. And he counts out $5,000 in my hand. And that night, it told me some very valuable lessons. And there's too many of them to go right here, but let me just tell you, let your client tell you what they can and can't afford. It's not up to you. It's up to your client. And number 2, no matter where you're at, no matter who you're in front of, always and forever, sing the song, play the tune, full of heart like you're in front of the President of the United States, because everyone deserves your best. You don't know what people want. You don't know what they can afford. You don't know what they need. If you got a product or a service that you believe in, and you should believe in it if you're going to sell it, then everyone you're in front of deserves your best presentation and your expectation that they should have it. Everyone deserves your best.